So during my CBSE Class 10 Maths Board exam, there was one question I completely forgot how to solve, and my mind went blank. And for 5 minutes, I just stared at the paper. But I still scored 98 out of 100, and I finished my paper 15 minutes early. So let me tell you what actually helped. So when I saw that question, I panicked a little, but instead of wasting 10 minutes on it, I skipped. This is the first rule. Skip smartly. If a question doesn't click immediately, move on. Your brain works in the background. Later, when you come back calmly, it unlocks. That's exactly what happened to me. So, now let's see how I finished my paper 15 minutes earlier. So, it wasn't magic, it was purely practice. And here's what helped. So, I practiced full length papers at home, not mentally on paper. And while practicing, what I did was I kept timers. I actually tried to complete the whole paper in 2.5 hours, maximum 2.5 hours, minimum 2 hours. That's what helped me complete my exam in 15 minutes. So then I trained myself to calculate without calculators because speed comes from repetition. And then I didn't overthink easy questions. If it's simple, solve and move. Then I didn't check after every questions. I finished the full paper first. So I studied the whole year, but the last 2 months were crucial. So my order was NCRT examples, resolve, sample papers, and mistake correction. So I solved the same question again and again, not because I'm a genius, but I forgot. And repetition builds automatic recall. And I wrote full steps every time. Presentations matters in both. Now let's see how to score full marks in MCQs. So this is very important. MCQ looks easy, but they are dangerous. And here's what I did. Read the question twice, not once, twice. Underline what they're actually asking. Solve roughly even if you know the answer. And be careful with units and signs because most MCQs are lost because of overconfidence, not because of lack of knowledge. So I solved a hell a lot of MCQs, like so many MCQs, and try to solve so many MCQs. Then, biggest exam hall mistake. So, students panic when they see one tough question. Even I did panic, but I smartly overcame it. But boards are not about one question, they're about total marks. So, if one question goes wrong, don't emotionally react, just move. So, the final advice I want to give you is you don't need to be extraordinary to score 95 plus in maths. You need strong NCRT, repetition, calmness, and smart time management. And when your brain goes blank, skip, breathe, and come back later. That's how I scored 98. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. And all the best for your exam. Come back later with your marks.